Hello, good evening, everybody. The question which has been posed to me is, do psychiatrists get affected by the patients they see? So, this is a very interesting question, and this is a very common question which is asked for psychiatrists. And also, people do tend to look at psychiatrists as very weird people or very, the people with superpowers who can read your mind. But I would like to reassure you that we do not have any superpowers and we cannot read people's minds. So going to the question of whether we are affected by the amount of suffering we see. So the first and foremost thing that I would like to say is that to be a psychiatrist and to get to know and to hear and to be there for so many people is a very great honor which is bestowed upon in this life to us as professionals. So it's a matter of great pride that we are able to and we are trained to provide a safe space for people to talk about their innermost troubles and conflicts. So, as you might imagine, and probably this question is arising out of a personal experience when, if you are dealing with somebody who's very upset, you also tend to feel very upset. So, people wonder how psychiatrists or other mental health professionals maintain objectivity in the face of so much emotional content that they deal with professionally. So, that's a good question. And I'm answering it because I thought a lot of people are curious to know about this. So you may know, like I said, from your own personal experience, if you're talking to somebody who's upset, you will definitely feel upset. So we as psychiatrists feel the same. So when you ask me whether it affects us, to the extent that I also become upset and, I also feel the same suffering that the other person is feeling. So here I would like to bring the concept of empathy, which is a part of our training, and also it is a part of human nature to start with, and it is honed and, it is sharpened with training to deal with emotional problems in our patient population. So what do we mean by this empathy? Empathy means that I feel the same emotion that the patient is feeling when he or she is talking to me. So empathy has two components. One is the affective component and the other one is a cognitive component. So the cognitive component is what we can relate to the patient's experience intellectually. Our intellectual understanding of how the patient must be feeling in that situation and in that emotional state. So we want to be in the patient's shoes to understand the patient better. Our job is to see the patient from the patient's eyes, his experience, to understand his or her experience through his own eyes. So if we are doing that, there's a natural question whether we won't get lost in the same suffering as the patient does. So we also work with this awareness that we are not the patient. We feel just like the patient, but then we are not the patient. So there is this awareness of the self, that I am different from the person who is sitting in front of me and narrating his innermost miles to me. So with this awareness and also feeling moved by the feeling which is being expressed to us, we are better able to look at it objectively and also to always keep a professional eye on what is happening in patient's life. So we have to maintain this balance, and we get better with experience. We also get better with training. But if you ask me a flat out question like, does it affect you? I mean, sure it does. I'm talking to people all day long. So how does it affect me? It doesn't make me depressed or anxious or whatever it is, but then I definitely know the richness of human experience. That's how it affects me. It sort of contributes to the personal growth of the professional, and it sort of gives the eagle eye view of various types of life experiences. So this is just like, like what Sylvia Plath said, we cannot live so many lives, but then through our professional life, we sort of feel so many emotions that our patients feel, and that's a great honor. And I am very glad that I am a psychiatrist and I get to hear about people and their situations and everything, their whatever they want to tell me. So it's a great honor, and don't buy into the myth that if you are talking to somebody who's emotionally upset, you don't have to get equally upset and sit next to them and feel clueless about it. You can, with some training or with some effort, probably listen to somebody empathically and see how you could help them. Probably just listen to them, or be with them, or be of practical help. And with this, I think the world is going to become a better place where we can be available for people in distress without losing ourselves in it. So with that, I would like to deal with this question, and if you want to send me any more questions, please do, and I will be very glad to answer as many as I can. So thank you. Have a good day ahead.